So the prefrontal cortex regains influence, and that's right here. So the information goes this way, not this way. If it's real, I should be able to see it. Right? Isn't that how we're programmed?
Check, check one, check, check.
All right. Up to this point in the series, we've talked about chemistry, we've talked about stress, we've talked about regulation, we've talked about dopamine largely through experience and explanation. And today, we're going to make it measurable. Because one of the biggest reasons people dismiss conversations about regulation and nervous system health is this one belief. If it's real, I should be able to see it. Right? Isn't that how we're programmed? And the good news here, you can see it. This is where heart rate variability, or better known as HRV, comes in. And HRV is not a trend, and it's definitely not fringe science, and it's not a wellness gimmick. HRV has been studied for decades in cardiology, neuroscience, and psychophysiology. That one's a big word. At its simplest, HRV measures the variation in between your heartbeats, and I did an episode on that one as previous. Just to be clear, not the heart rate itself, it's the variability. It's the measurement in between those beats, and that difference matters a lot. A healthy heart does not beat like a metronome. It doesn't do that. It's very erratic. It speeds up and slows down subtly from moment to moment. And that variation is a signal. It reflects how well your nervous system can adapt to change. High variability indicates flexibility and regulation. Low variability indicates rigid and stress. This is important because the heart is not just a pump, it's a major signaling organ. And it sends more information to the brain than the brain sends to it. So the information goes this way, not this way. This is why you can never think your way out of a stressful situation. It has to be aligned here and goes this way. It tells your brain to stand down. So the rhythm of the heart directly influences your brain function, right? That makes sense. Hormone release and emotional regulation is involved there too. And when the nervous system is in survival mode, guess what? HRV drops. And heart rhythm becomes erratic and jagged, and the system prioritizes speed over coordination. This makes sense biologically. In survival, efficiency matters more than harmony does, of course, because it's fight or flight. You're about to get hurt or be killed, right? But when the nervous system shifts into regulation, something different happens here. The heart rhythm becomes smooth and wave-like. And it's a sine wave, and it's a very smooth one. And this often is referred to as coherence. And coherence isn't a feeling, it's a physiological state. In coherent states, cortisol levels decrease, serotonin stabilizes, and the dopamine becomes balanced. So the prefrontal cortex regains influence, and that's right here. The body shifts from defense to repair. And HRV shows this transition clearly, very clearly. And this is why HRV is such a powerful tool. It doesn't rely on belief, and it doesn't rely on interpretation. It reflects what the nervous system is doing in real time. And here's where this becomes important for everyday life. People often say this: I feel calm, but somehow I'm still tired. How does that work, right? Or I feel busy even when I'm resting. Restless leg syndrome is a good one to help explain that. You can't stop moving your legs. So you're not coherent when that's going on. HRV helps explain why. So you can appear calm externally while your nervous system remains activated internally. But HRV reveals whether the body has actually shifted into the regulation or whether it's just paused activity while staying chemically alert. This is also why forcing relaxation doesn't work. Again, you're not going to think your way into relaxing. You actually still can sit still while your nervous system stays mobilized. The heart rhythm tells the truth. So HRV allows you, because that's a chemical thing, right? So if your chemical is out of balance, your heart is going to show that, and your heart will not lie to you. It has no idea what that even is. It just shows you the actual facts of what's going on inside. YouTube is a way to, I just kind of want to give a little tip of the hat here to what this platform has done for myself and for my channel and our channel on LTAT. It's been insane. I get to create every day. This is my job. This is what I get to do. Like it's insane. You talk about living the dream. This is absolutely the dream. So you get to wake up every day and create. You just get to create. Wow, that's awesome, right? So if music is your thing, you get to create in that environment. Document it. If building dollhouses is your thing, document it. You know, if you're out working for somebody else, that's not really a good story because you're working for somebody else's dream. Work for your own dream. Build your own dream. Create it. Nobody's going to hand it to you. Get off the couch and create it. There's so many avenues, so many doors that can open up inside of YouTube. But you got to open the door of YouTube. Oh. Wow. Anyway, bit of a problem there. There again, go. You know what? This is staying in the clip. So get on YouTube, man. Go catch these moments. But you know what? All of this is going to make it into the reel. You know that feeling? Somebody walks in the room and you palpitate, right? Or something feels off. Your heart won't lie to you. On the surface, you'll smile and oh, how's it going? Yeah, we miss you, blah, blah, blah. Inside, you're just creating a shit storm. It's turmoil. But HRV will show that. And HRV also shows something else that's critical. Regulation is not about slowing everything down. In fact, high performers often have higher HRV, not lower. What do I mean by that? You think of the athletes and how high performers they are. They're very often have very high coherence. You think of musicians that are performing on a world stage. They're just clicking. The chemistry is there and they're clicking. Very, very high coherence. Obviously, it can work the other way around too. But this is how you know you click with somebody. See, their systems can mobilize quickly and recover quickly, and that's the key. That is the key, adaptability to the environment. The problem in modern life isn't stress itself, it's just the loss of recovery. So HRV drops when the body no longer trusts that recovery is even coming, that it's even on the way. And trust, biologically speaking, is built through consistent signals, not intensity and not effort, but consistency. This is why small rhythmic practices have such a powerful impact on HRV. Slow, steady breathing, walking at a regular pace, music with predictable rhythm. It has a loop. It's going to, you know, the end of the song, the crescendo, it's come. Clear beginnings, clear endings. This makes sense. These inputs tell the nervous system you're safe enough to reorganize. Over time, HRV improves not because stress disappears, but because recovery becomes reliable again. If you think about the musical aspect of it and you hear somebody hum a song, and it's just a piece of the song, but it's very recognizable. And then that song gets stuck in your head. It gets stuck in your head because you can't close the loop on it. So you're always looking at anticipation to finish the song. That's how that works. So if you heard the song from start to finish, the loop gets closed, but it's stuck in your head and you probably can't remember the lyrics for the rest of the song. Not because you don't know them, it's just the loop's not closing. You need to actually hear it. Just think about that. I mean, every one of us can relate to that, right? Anyway, here's an important reframe for this. HRV is not a score. It's a conversation between your heart, your brain, and the environment around you. It reflects how well those systems are communicating. And when communication becomes rhythmic, the chemistry is going to follow that as well. And this is why HRV sits at the center of this entire series. It's a bridge. It bridges the chemistry, the behavior, the stress, the dopamine, and the regulation, all in one place. And it shows us that the body is not broken. It's responding logically to the signals it receives. And when those signals change, the data changes too. Of course it does. So what am I talking about before I close this out? What am I talking about with HRV? This is an HRV device. It's made by HeartMath. And I'm not going to demonstrate it here for you because I've done that in another episode. But it's just a little device, right? And this clips onto your ear. That's it. Clips onto your ear. And then you read it from your phone. There's an app. And it will show you in real time what your heart is doing. What your heart it's reading those intervals in between your heart rate. And when you're in good HRV mode, a high coherence level, it will show you on the graph. And you can do that just with your thoughts. It's crazy. It works pretty cool. I'm not promoting that. This is not affiliated in any way, but I just find this topic of chemistry so fascinating. If I could do my whole life over again, this is the field I would be in, 100%. Quantum physics, chemistry, biology, neuroscience, that's where I would be, for sure. Anyway, that was a side tangent. In the final episode of this series, I think there's one more, and in the final episode, we're going to look at one of the fastest ways to influence these coherent signals naturally. And it's not through force, and it's not through discipline. Again, you can't think your way through it, but it's through rhythm. Music, voice, and breath. They're all tied together because rhythm is the language the nervous system understands the best. And when you speak that language, regulation stops being abstract, doesn't it? It actually starts becoming something you can feel, you can see, and you can measure. And that's where everything comes together. We'll see you in that last episode.